Welcome to my YouTube channel, by the way. I think that more often than not, I have heard people talk about, sense of ownership, commitment to the goal, commitment to the vision, people knowing enough to own it, riding hard in the direction that the founder has set to ensure that the business is moving towards a direction. And it is very important. Why? Because I subscribe to it. For everywhere I've ever tried to kind of work, that's my go-to. That's how I see how I should work. However, there's something I think could be the reason why a lot of people are not committing to you, right? It could be that, and which I think is an issue that, a lot more businesses could pay attention to, and it is communication. Internal communications. It's so important. To just define it in a bit, it's the whole end-to-end of how people interact with themselves in the company. The structure you put in place to ensure that the teams are working with each other. People understand the values that guide the company. People understand the expectations that they should run with. People understand your vision and your idea, the direction that you want to take the company. That communication line that guides and connects with everybody in and on the team is how I describe and talk about internal communication. Why do I think it's an issue? Let me just even look at it in terms of how it can play out. One of the ways it can play out, right, is a tiny little part of the arguments that happened some time ago in an ecosystem part of, which is so engineering has pushed the product, has pushed an update, support does not know about it. Or engineering pushes an update and it breaks the app or breaks production, and support is the one suffering it. And they're not even aware. Engineering is trying to solve it, and in the middle of trying to solve it, they have not informed support. So support just realizes that there's 100 tickets in 30 minutes, and they're what happened? Then it's people from outside that is informing support that something is wrong with the product. Marketing has designed everything. They are going to the field and they are good, and they get to the field and they realize that what happened in the meeting is not what is happening on the field. Another one that happens sometimes is that sales goes out and promises the world, and they now come back and tell engineering, this is what you people are going to do. And did you even ask us if we have the resources to do this? Or the marketing person or the growth person has said, okay, this is what we need to be able to analyze our growth, right? And PM does say, it's not in this circle, it's in next circle. Next circle comes, we have a lot of things. And okay, they're asking the guy for revenue all, and it's wait though, the things I said you should produce for me to help to track it's not here. So yes, that's how it can play out, communication, because something is happening in the company, on the product, within the team, and the information is in silos. Sometimes people do not even hear until someone outside has gotten to hear. That is a sign of the fact that your internal comms is broken, right? That is one. Organ-led marketing is also one. This is what I really do not have an issue with this, to be honest. I don't know if I don't have an issue, but I don't. Yeah, in a way, because again, sometimes uneasy is the head that wears the crown. I think that's how he said. Well, so he's very concerned about the marketing of his product. He really just wants things to go well and so fine, and so he's interested. But again, I think the only reason why he's committed or he's putting his hands on is because he has not properly communicated how he wants the business to be sold. And so the person that is doing it is trying to meet an objective that is in the head of someone, and the person doesn't even know what that objective is. That sometimes also could be a case of internal communication being broken, misalignment. everybody thinks that this is where we are going, but some other person is thinking that this is the way, then this team thinks this is the way, this other team thinks that is the way, and in everybody's mind we think that everybody is going in the same direction, but there's a variance, there's no congruence. I think that's the word here, congruence, in terms of how the whole team is saying it. That's another sign that there is something wrong with the internal communication. Another one that happens that kind of like shows this is when, okay, it's already even worse and it's already bad, and now everybody is doing Konite Semi Baje. So everybody like knows that we don't work together like that. Only maybe when we come to that general stand-up, that's when there's like a conversation. And so everybody are saying, so that they will not talk about my case in stand-up, Konite Semi Baje. So push it, oh, it's product, oh, it's marketing. The only reason why that is happening is because internal alignment is faulty, and that is because teams are not working together to be able to ensure that everybody is moving at the direction that you're supposed to go. Another one that can happen is, and I've seen it happen quite a lot, because everybody on the team are not on the same page, it is easy for sometimes members of your team to out you, so to speak, when there's a crisis. I mean, sometimes they are not even aware. They don't even know how to manage conversations. And so someone just asks them an innocent chat in a way. And next thing, a member of your team has already helped you to give an exclusive that you are unaware of. Again, internal communication, ensuring that everybody on the team understands where they are going, the direction they are going, what the team is, who we are about, what we want to achieve, how this is important for us as a team, how it connects to them being a part of the team. That is internal comms. The process of ensuring that the same thing is coming from the head of the team to the subheads, next heads, down to any other person who plays a part in ensuring that there is a success for that brand. Is that line of thoughts, that line of how everything connects together is what I describe as internal communication. A couple of months ago, there was something that kind of like took the internet space by storm. It was during the time of like OpenAI and Sam Altman, the whole issue. And it was so, while everybody were looking at like, okay, maybe someone is valuable and all, but something that I noticed or that stuck to my mind was how the team fully supported someone. Like they were like, okay, we are going to work if he's not a part of this team. That shows a level of interconnectedness towards a vision, towards a goal. They were willing to move. So if this vehicle is not going to help us achieve the vision that we have, which is like OpenAI, if Sam was going to move to another team, to another structure to achieve that vision, we will follow him. So far that vision is going to be achieved and achieve it in another vehicle. Internal comms, right? I think that sometimes we do not pay attention to this because it's also hard work, and it's an important process to ensuring that things flow as they should flow. So having explained like what I think internal communication is, which is ensuring that everybody on the team see, right, understand, and have like information is flowing seamlessly between teams, vertically, like from the leaders to the sub leads to the different teams, right? And everybody also kind of like have a clear understanding of where they should go, because in itself, communication is communicating. I say communication is communicating, but yeah, communication is sharing an essence, right? Helping people see things from your own perspective, like creating a shared context. That's what communication is. So in this sense, bringing it back home is ensuring that everybody on the team are having the same understanding of where the company is supposed to go. Understand, like, relevant information is flowing at a pace that helps the success, right, of that business, right? And I think a good place to start would be, what are the benefits, right, of getting internal communications right? What are the benefits? I think where we'll start is one, alignment, right? If internal communication is at its best, what will happen is common objectives, common strategies, expectations from everybody on the team would be going at the same direction. which is something that is really, really important, right? I mean, so support understands how their contribution is playing into what product is doing. Product and engineering understand how marketing is interplaying into their work. Nobody sees anybody as most important, like in quotes, right? But everybody sees their contribution as necessary towards ensuring that the company hits its goal and objectives. Because if the company hits its goal and objectives, everybody are going to win, right? You're in the business trying to validate your hypothesis. The thoughts about the next phase of the business can be coming from some of the most unexpected people if they have bought into what you're selling. I think a second thing would be collaboration. Collaboration, this is just so important. If internal communication is gotten right, teams will be working together. Earlier I was talking about the fact that as a result of misalignment, everybody has been connected semi-budget. So more like, it's not my own, okay, yeah, okay, it's not my responsibilities. Everybody are kind of like just doing things that are going to make them feel if there is any issue, it is not going to be in my hand. At least I've done my part. It's the next person that was supposed to do it. However, with internal communications properly done, with people understanding their different roles and how their roles tie into where you want to go as a company, one of the things that you're going to enjoy is collaboration, because finance knows how to collaborate with compliance, which is very, very important, right? I mean, and so nobody is saying that, you need to reduce some compliance requirements. So let's just even make onboarding suite. Like, you're making onboarding suite, but you're putting the business in trouble. So everybody just understands how. So if there is a concern, what will happen is that the two teams are going to sit together to find a middle ground. Why? Because everybody understands how seamlessness, efficiency, right, is important to the company. I think another thing that is going to happen when there is proper internal comms is employee engagement, right? I usually say that in a space where people are open enough to share, where there is a lot of psychological safety on the part of the people who are contributing to the success of the team, what will happen is that people would work together and people will readily share and people will be interconnected, right? And this is really important to the success of a team. I know that there are some kind of like settings that this is not required. Everybody just come, do your work and go home. But I don't know if that's the kind of company you want to build. If that's the kind of company you want to build, that's also fine. Because again, different kind of ways or different kind of paths will lead to different kind of successes over time. Yeah. So it is practically important. One of the things that is going to happen before I say it's practically important again is if you get your internal communication right, employee engagement is going to be at a dope level. One, why this is also even good is that it means that someone cannot just go behind and just, because again, it's going to supercharge employee loyalty. People feel seen, people feel heard, people feel like they are contributing something. So the consequences of the action, people can trace it to either the success, right, or something bad happening to the business. There is that sense of responsibility that comes with understanding that I am engaged, right? I feel like this company is also my own. And the only reason people are doing that is when there are issues, people come and sit down and you're brought into the room and you're like, okay, this is where we are going. I mean, let me not dive because it looked as if I wanted to go like another place. Another thing that is going to happen if this is clearly done is openness. Openness is like, I can see how your own contribution is affecting me, and so I am open to hearing from you. More like your opinion is not set in stone, all right? I can support you to win because there is a common goal. If you get to see all I have tried to talk about, because I think that these few points are already good for me, and I may just push a lot of all these thoughts to the next episode, which you should not miss, is that everything ties back to one thing. If you're doing your job well in terms of internally communicating, which is more like a lifeblood, right? That's the one word I think can use, which means that people know so much about where we are going that it is clear when someone drops. I think one example I used to use is, if you stay in Nigeria, I'm just going to use that example. Okay, everybody are going to VI, right? If someone drops off, everybody are supposed to be going to VI. Someone just, and maybe you're coming all the way from like Bega, right? And someone says, I want to stop at Bagada. Everybody will wait and say, Shebi is VI. Now all of us are going. Why are you stopping at Bagada? The only reason that can happen, right, is because everybody are clear about where they are going. So if someone says they want to stop, everybody will ask questions. And that is what strong internal communication brings into your team. Support, alignment, people feel seen, people feel like they are doing something huge. I know that there are a lot of school of thoughts now around, employees looking out for themselves, because at the end of the day, the business will be looking out for itself too. However, I think one way we can achieve middle ground is ensuring that how information is flowing within the team is in such a way that everybody feels connected. I'm going to stop here because I do not want this to be too long, and I want us to kind of like connect to it, right? And I'm going to pick it up in the next edition, and I hope you get to watch the next edition and see how simple ways. There are different frameworks, but I'm not sure I'm going to be focusing so much on frameworks. I'm just going to be focusing on how simple things that you can do to build or ensure that you have like a consistent internal comms for your team. My name is Okoyemi Olugbenro. Have a nice day.